何にも変わってねえな、お前は。何にもできねえじゃねえかよ。何にも。
A long time ago, Tokyo Ghoul Part 1 reached its conclusion, and I wasn't there to see the fireworks. From what I was told, it got fans incredibly uproar to the point of hate overload, burning volumes, and wishing for Ishida to be buried. I wish I was joking. Not everyone would experience the very moment. That is, if someone is willing to retry. In the midst of chapter 143, the same number where the first part ended at, all pieces are in place, and it's only a matter of the outcome. Have I not matured enough, nor self-behaving well, would I have fallen to the mass hysteria? This chapter is a nightmare. The amount of feeling throughout the chapter is one that I haven't felt in a long time. I dare to say that the last time I felt this way was the Golden Age arc climax from Berserk. It can be lessened if the next chapter goes a different way, as in taking the only good path. Regardless, the earth-shattering moment is still striking hard. It's that experience of falling to the plot twist that suck out your air. It's hard to say another word. Let me get out of the con first. Honestly, it's more of nitpick than anything, especially when you realize the real effect of his narrative approach. It was teased pretty badly with the thought of Suzuya versus Kaneki to happen in all of his glory. The beginning felt so promising, with the conflict they both shared to protect. It got intense when Suzuya and Humbi use Arata armor, and Kaneki goes Kagaja. Unfortunately, this was done off panel. I would like a flashback to show the battle now that the chapter did its purpose. It's unlikely, so that's a shame. The rest is history. The monologue from Kaneki about his life in a nutshell is pretty deep and tragic. Making a decision in life has always been a fearsome moment of anyone's life. Many times you can't go back on it, and you have to stick it for the rest of your life. One choice can be your major downfall. Kaneki has always been miserable since chapter 1. If he hadn't met Riza and became interested, he could have avoided the path we are witnessing today. Even if he accepts his path, there's no way for him to deny the thought it wasn't supposed to turn out like this. This hit me hard. I tend to avoid the leader position because the decision making for the team will always lead me to be the fault. I also have tons of experiences of not able to choose the better choice, and I believe everyone, one way or another, will feel the same way. Kaneki can't seem to win because of his screw up and heavily pressured moments. Now he wants to make it right and protect his people. Naki being asleep is an anomalous scene that will only become the start of the tragic downfall. Miza reporting to Kaneki about his condition left me hurt. I was hoping that he would make it out alive, but he did the best he can. Miza taking care of his body is saddening based on how much he already lost. If only he can surprisingly wake up like before, but I do think this is the end. You did well, Naki. The amount of hype buildup with Kaneki stepping up to protect is staggering and a bit of hopeful. The sheer determination he has is fully realized. He will put an end to this massacre. As that part was being built, Suzuya and his motivation has finally come to the light. According to Furuta, CCG operations have taken a lot of toll on their finance, including the birth of GOAT. Because of it, Shinoharu's life support will be unplugged to cut the cost, and Suzuya is obviously fazed by it. Whether Furuta is telling the truth or not, he pulled a convincing argument to reach Suzuya. The amount of hype has grown tremendously from these two flashbacks. Kaneki and Suzuya have firing determination to win, to protect the ones they love, even if they have to fight each other. That single line from Suzuya to Kaneki is strikingly deep and sad. Gone with the best friend status, killing each other is the only solution to save. The wheels were mentioned only increase the intensity. Someone is going to lose, and someone will pay the price. As said before, Suzuya and Kaneki practically go to their final form. It's a borderline deathmatch. The hype is extraordinary, but Ishida is a borderline asshole. The quick shift to Kaneki's sudden defeat is jaw-dropping, for better or worse. I was left feeling lost and couldn't say anything but grasping for air. What the hell just happened? Kept on repeating through my head. The scenery has shifted drastically, almost the same caliber as the infamous Red Wedding scene. The mood is very haunting with Kaneki's monologue, trying to understand what's going on, yet can't compute anything. It's clear as day. Suzuya won the battle. Furata won the war. What amazes me is the plot twist doesn't rely on a trap like, I have a large cannon waiting for you to take, or, behold, my true bioweapon that is dragon. Instead, it relied on the mind game. Furata may be a jokester, but he's really slick and dirty as shit to understand the environment. He knew how Kaneki would react based on his history. He knew what type of guy Kaneki has always been. If Kaneki were to change, he could have changed the course of everything. But in reality, he hasn't. Even as a leader, he still has the same tendency to protect his loved one alone. The most important key is how he never intended to change the world, rather stick close to his friends for his needs. Furata recalled him back to Ateku, and looking it over, he's right. People around him try to tell him that he cannot react the same way he has always done in the past because he's their leader. When your status change, you have to change. Ayato did tell him to rely on people to help him, which took Kaneki long to respond back. Kaneki is trying his hardest to keep things his way, including not able to kill people and not eating human flesh. This series doesn't hold back on reality checkup. It's not shonen. You must get in with the time. While it's a downer for not seeing the fight, I would forgive Ishida for the strong effect of the transition. It's a shocking and gut-stabbing revelation to his major downfall. It's as if we are witnessing Saw movie's twist. All it was missing was the theme song. What if Kaneki did get his food? Would he have been strong enough to remain conscious of his action in Kagaja? Could he have lessened the army if he simply kills many of them? Should he have asked everyone to help him to protect the people? Should he have stick to his ideas to his graves? If one remained the same, it would become predictable. And in war, it's never the option. A truckload of salt is added on the wound, with Hajime returning back with 2 heads, Shio and Rikai. The image of that playful banter back in the last arc is now haunting me like a plague. The imagery of little kids beheaded is disturbing enough. Was it really necessary to show them off to Kaneki? It is worth noting that Hiroko, Yusa, and even Uri remain missing from the scene. Their condition is unknown for now. So maybe it's a key to say they will return for the next part. It all ends with the title that says it all. Game over. Unbelievable. The worst part is the artwork is top notch here. The design of both Arata, especially 2, looks awesome. The most badass display I have seen yet. Kaneki and Kagaja looks vicious and badass as well. It's like watching 2 tyrants about to collide. The next page with Kaneki down is jarring. The effect is a perfect stab to the gut. How everything crumbles bit by bit is brutal to watch. I can't believe that damn shot of Kaneki's sign of lying where he hold his chin with his hand happened again when telling Hinami that he will be behind her. People want tragic? Well, you sure got a full course. This whole chapter was downright brutal from start to finish. Part of me thought I was sleepwalking because I read this early in the morning and I got a few hours of sleep. Rereading again, I still can't compute on what's going on. The reaction from the fans at this time is clear as day. Shocked, confused, and angry. If this is what it was like with the first part, well, now I know. I honestly don't know if the next chapter is truly the final chapter of the series at this time, but it does signify part 3. If so, I called it, but damn. This is pretty messed up. I am still bewildered on what just happened. There are plenty of key moments that just shot across my face. Only part left is the last cleanup with Toka. This is the chapter that is going to tear down the fan base, and all Ishida can do is laugh and bounce around with his massive kintama because of this antic. If the next chapter is the last, then that's fine. End this nightmare. I honestly don't know what to give. I mean, you could just decide it for me, for all I care. I don't really care about the numbers. You know what? I'll probably just give it a 9. Maybe a 9. Or maybe a 10. I don't know. This chapter, like, holy shit. What the hell just happened? This completely messed up my day. Everything I have scheduled for today, I was planning to do a lot of different things. And all I could think about, what the hell just happened? Seriously, just all I could think of. Would there be a part 3? Of course. I'm 100% sure there's a part 3. It's only a matter of time when it get announced. And I would say the next chapter probably have an announcement at the end. Might be like the same thing what they did with part 1. That's how I see it. And we're gonna have an actual trilogy. What do you guys thought of the chapter? I'm trying to recuperate with everything that just happened. I'm trying to make myself happy again with other series. Get some laughs. That's all we need. That's all we need. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.